Red Brick Productions here with another LEGO video. Today I have the LEGO Minecraft The Pickaxe Mindset. The set number is 21277. It has 530 pieces, 2 player minifigures, 3 mobs, and 1 build. So without further ado, let's take a look at the build and then we'll get into the figures. Now that we've removed all the figures, we get a better look at the build. And obviously the first thing you see, this being the pickaxe mine, is the pickaxe. And LEGO chose to do an enchanted pickaxe, which I think is interesting for 2 reasons. One, you get a ton of these 2x2 trans pink jumper tiles, or jumper plates. These are only included in the set, and it's basically a battle pack for them, as there's 25 of them in the set alone, which is so many. And it's also a very interesting color choice, being an enchanted pickaxe. They could have gone with any other type of pickaxe, but they decided to do an enchanted one, which I think the color of the pink really contrasts well with this medium blue plates down here, which represent some sort of ice, whether it be blue ice, packed ice, or just normal ice in Minecraft. And this dark orange right here, I think together it just really works well to make a very visually interesting build. And I think that's really cool. I also like that we're getting more of these tool-based sets. We obviously got the sword outpost, which it's kind of funny how they're doing it, like a pickaxe and then a mine, an outpost, and then a sword. You know, it's very interesting, but there's a lot of other cool things about it. One of my favorite parts about the set is the scaffolding. I think it really adds to the mining aspect of it, and we get a new ladder piece right here, which comes in a few different sets outside of Minecraft as well, in themes like Friends or One Piece, I think, had it as well. I'm not too big of a fan of this ladder piece. I think it looks better. However, it's just not as useful as the other ladder pieces have been, because there's really only like 2 spots for your minifigures to hang on to. So here I have a minifigure, and you can really only connect the minifigure like right here, and then maybe one down below, but at that point he's just standing, so there's no need. But the other 2 spots are taken up by the clip in the middle there, and so you can't really put minifigure hands. Like, you could put one here, maybe, like it works, but I just feel like it's smaller. It's not as easy as the other ladder, and so I'm not too big of a fan here. We do have a crafting table, which we've gotten before, and a stone cutter. It is interesting that they use the 2 half tiles, like the quarter tiles, instead of 1 half one, which they've created before. I don't know what the advantage is to that. Who knows? Maybe there is one, or maybe there isn't. We have the entrance to the mine, which I really like this entryway right here. We have some more terrain. We have some sand green over here to represent kind of like the taiga biome, and we also have a berry bush. But that's kind of it for the front. Flipping it around to the back, you can see it's a lot less visually interesting. It's just kind of this gray pickaxe in the back, which, you know, is what it is. You do have a chest here, which uses kind of like one of those older methods they used, I believe, during like 2019 with like the Blaze Bridge and the Creeper Mine, where they try to hide the handles a little bit, but this just means that the chest tends to fall out quite a bit, which is not the best. However, back here, you continue the scaffolding builds like this right here. You have another one right here, which again looks great. You have another ladder right there, which is just, again, not the best to clip onto or have minifigure hands on. You don't have any access up here, but I feel like that's okay. You could maybe have your minifigures do, what is this, a 2-block jump? I feel like that's possible in Minecraft parkour. You have a map print right here, and then of course we get a ton of ores. We get lapis, we get gold, iron, coal, diamond. You basically get the main core ore, excluding emerald and redstone, which I like getting a lot of ores. And these are built slightly different, where they just have those little snot technique, and you just literally place them wherever you want on this build. You do get this lantern, which you could see from the front. It just dangles there. This is a new chain piece, at least in my part inventory. I'm sure it's come in other sets. Looks really cool there, and I like just that it hangs. It's like the new chain in Minecraft too, as well. There's one play feature of the set where you have this minecart. You can put TNT on it, or you could put a minifigure or, you know, a mob or something in there as well. But you have this action feature right here, where if you press really hard, you can crash into this wall, and, you know, knowing how minecart TNTs work, this can explode. Now, it's not the best play feature. You kind of have to press really hard, but if you get it, it will actually explode out of there, which is pretty cool. Besides that, the minecart works fine. You can go against the different tracks. The only issue I have found is when you start to go back, the wheels will get stuck in this little groove right here. There's just a lot of space in, so I don't know necessarily how to fix that other than, you know, you just got to kind of deal with it. But other than that, that's really it for the back of the set. Now, we do have the chest, which has all the different ores that you can mine in there, and you do get extra pieces of those, so you can add even more ore in that chest. But yeah, that's really it for the build. It's kind of a simple build, but it looks really interesting, and I think there's some good play value in there. Not a lot of play features, but I think it is just good overall. The thing I wanted to mention is that they include a jumper tile right here, but there's also these tiles here, which if you remove, there's some studs here, so you can add minifigures or mobs on top of this if you just remove the snow. Same with up here, there's 3 right there. So yeah, that's also another ability to pose your minifigures or play with the set and interact. So for our first minifigure here, this is an exclusive figure, which is the miner. We get an exclusive torso and face print, which I think looks really good. I like that blue amulet on his forehead there, and the torso looks good. There's some little grime on the overalls there. No leg printing, which I think is fine. Back torso printing looks pretty good. And yeah, and then we get a diamond pickaxe. It would have been nice to get an enchanted pickaxe to go with the theme, but you know, I think this figure looks pretty solid and definitely looks like a miner. I think maybe it's not an amulet, it's like a headlamp or something. Looks really cool. This minifigure is Alex. This is a figure we've gotten many of times. We have a gold sword for Alex to help defend against any hostile mobs that you might find in the mine. And yeah, overall, I think this figure looks pretty solid. We get a baby polar bear, which we haven't gotten a baby polar bear since that igloo set, which came with the mama and baby polar bear and the original stray. Now, this is pretty awesome. We did get the baby polar bear in the Minecraft Advent Calendar, but in case if you didn't get the Advent Calendar because maybe you wanted the Star Wars one or something else, it is nice to get the polar bear mold in a set that you can get at retail. I think that this face looks good, and the baby polar bear looks awesome. Now, yeah, it's a good polar bear. We have the 2 hostile mobs in this stray jockey form. We'll take a look at them separately, but first I just wanted to show you both of them in their jockey form. So we get a brand new stray, which comes with a new face piece. Now, this stray does come in the Advent Calendar, so it is not exclusive to the set, but it is nice to get the stray in a retail set that isn't an Advent Calendar. Again, in case if you wanted to get a different one or aren't planning on getting an Advent Calendar. Now, you do get the bow, which looks good. Now, the only unfortunate thing is we get the diamond armor chest plate. Now, I do have the original stray with me, which uses the older style face print and the cloth. Now, I do think the new face print looks better, especially with how the stray has changed over time and stuff. But that cloth just looks so much better. I wish we would just get a stray again, because we keep getting strays and we're not getting any cloth pieces. Now, it makes sense in sets like small little like magazine promotionals or Advent calendars. You know, you don't want to include like capes and stuff because, you know, you got to include the special packaging to hold them in so they don't get bent. But in sets like this is a $54 set. Come on, give us a little cape or a little cloth piece, please. We don't need this armor to keep like shielding the fact that you don't want to make a new cloth piece. But yeah, that's a little unfortunate. So hopefully in the next set with a stray we'll get one. Spider looks pretty good. You get the good face print right there. You get the articulated legs. This is a very similar build that they've been doing for the previous years and stuff. You get this little snot piece right here, which you can remove if you don't want it there to make the spider look a little more normal, or you can just keep it on and that's where the stray's feet attach. But yeah, that's really it for the spider. I think it looks really good. We've taken a look at everything the set has to offer. Let's take a look at the packaging and then my final verdict. Box design, it's kind of the typical Minecraft box. You know me, I've never liked the updated Minecraft box art, but I think it does a good job showing the set. Shows the play feature about how you can explode the wall, shows how you can mine the ores, and I don't know what they're doing there. But yeah, it just kind of shows the set all built up and stuff. I like that you can do some parkour with the oars if you really want to. I think that's cool. And yeah, that's really it for the box. Now let's take a look at the instructions and then the leftover instructions. It tells you how to build the set. However, on page 136, you know what, I'm gonna redo this clip and have my finger bookmark. Okay. Instructions, it obviously tells you how to build the set. Now there was one issue that I found where on page 136 and 137 these pieces look like light bluish gray instead of dark bluish gray. And even as an experienced Lego builder, I found this very confusing at first because these just were not representing the color. That is the light bluish gray that they're going for, that pin, and it almost looks white in this. So this page in particular was really bad with their color matching. And it's just almost a completely different piece. It took me a second to realize, oh my gosh, this is like dark bluish gray. Like that's the color that it's supposed to look like right there. That looks nothing. It looks more like this, which is the light bluish gray. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a big miss on Lego's part, but you know, happens every now and again. I can understand that. Usually it's not that bad, but in this one it was. Set all built up, and then we have an ad for all the other sets. I have done a review on these three. I'm doing a review on this one. The last two are this one and this one. I probably won't get to those in a while. I haven't built the sets, but I will review them at some point. We get the piece count and then the win, but that's it for the instructions. Leftover pieces, there aren't many. You can pause and take a look. You do get one redstone ore piece, which is used at the bottom of the minecart. So if you want to use this as a redstone, you totally can. But you also, as I said, you get one of each extra ore in here as well to fill up your chest. So for my final verdict, I really like the set. I like the look of it. I think it looks interesting. I think the play features are good. And the minifigures are also really good. I like this exclusive figure. I like getting the polar bear again, and an updated stray is always nice. Though could have used a cloth piece. And Alex and the spider or whatever, but still good inclusions. So for $55 though, I don't know. I just really can't see this set being $55. Even in 2026, which is when I'm filming this, but this set came out in 2025. So even in 2025, 2026 standards, I still feel like this is slightly overpriced as a set. Like I feel like this would be better at $45. Sounds better. I mean, it would have been nice to get the stray with a cloth piece for $55. Not saying it would have made this set worth it, but it would have made the figure a little nicer. I think $45 though is a better price for this. So I think you should wait for it on discount if you do plan on buying this set. And I was looking, I think Amazon has some good deals at $45, even $40, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's some eBay bids going out now. I don't know how much shipping would be for eBay, but I think you could find this set for a lot cheaper, which I think you should try to go for. I don't think this set is worth $55. And at that, I would have to give this like a solid 6 out of 10. Like, I like it. It's definitely a good set. It's just not the best set. If it was at $45, I think this would go up to a 7.5 or an 8 even, just because it's a interesting set and stuff. But yeah, at what it is, it's really just not the best at the price. So I really just think look for a discount. But yeah, if you like this video and you like to hear more reviews from me, please consider liking and subscribing. And I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts about the set in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out. Bye.